And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to the 9th annual Oreo Truck Series All-Star Race. We are here at Dragon-nett for the first time, playing host to All-Star Race Weekend, set for 20 laps of racing. I'm Seth Cole, being joined here by a guy who normally joins Anthony McCurry for the Truck Series. He's here in the booth with me, Michael Norman. Thanks for being here, Michael.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Well, Michael, I'm telling you, you've been able to observe these Truck Series drivers for a majority of this season with Anthony. What can we expect to see here with no points on the line at a restrictor plate track?
A lot of exciting racing. I mean, this track is new to these drivers, but it's gonna be just all over the place. I mean, seriously, it's just especially with no points on the line. You've seen how these trucks race with points. Imagine it's going to be twice as hard racing with that now that no points are on the line.
And we saw in the Truck Open, in the Oreo Open, how it's going to come down to almost a game of inches for these drivers. Maybe for the lead, it came down to a game of inches of who was going to transfer in via the runner-up position between Levi McIntyre, and I'm not going to say who the other driver is until we get to the starting grid. But, you know, this is really a track where it can be really close for the win, so you got to put yourself in the right place at the right time.
Do I sound louder?
Yes, you do.
Good. Okay, that means I fixed it.
So on the pole for this race, and this is a little bit of irony, is the defending winner of the All-Star race, Prudence Littlejohn. Getting in only because of the fact that she won last season. She's going to start on the pole position for today's race, going to try and win back-to-back All-Star races.
That's going to be good, especially back-to-back All-Star races. You've seen, yeah, I think I've seen it happen before, and maybe not back-to-back, but more than one person winning two All-Star races. But it's going to be exciting, especially with Prudence Littlejohn on the pole.
Yeah, and if she can win, that really would help her as far as momentum, too, because it's not exactly been the best of seasons for Prudence Littlejohn in that 0-2 team. But she starts on the pole. She was the Season Week 8 All-Star Race winner. Let's show you starting lineup now and tell you how these drivers got into this All-Star race. Alongside of her, it's going to be P.J. Williams. He's in the 48 in a one-off race here, as he ended up qualifying in due to a win last season, Season 8 at Daytona. In row 2, you've got John Cittadino lined up right behind Prudence Littlejohn. That'll be an interesting combination on the green flag start. Cittadino, a former Snickers Cup Series champion, actually the defending Snickers Cup Series champion, won at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park last season when he drove the number 20. Alongside of him is going to be Chris Washer. Chris Washer, a former winner from last season when he won at the Tricky Triangle of Pocono. Dylan Poteet going to roll off from 5th. Pocono. Dylan Poteet winning at the road course last season of Montreal. In a one-off ride is going to be the number 84 of Tanner Sullivan. Tanner Sullivan winning last season at Homestead Miami Speedway. Next row will hold the defending champion, Eric Enrage, who has 3 wins that get him into this. 2 last season at Indianapolis and the season finale at Armory, and also 1 at Nashville earlier on this season. Alongside of him, another driver who's won this season, Lucas Oil Raceway winner, Kyle Matthews. Then in the next row is going to be James McLeod in the number 30. McLeod winning last season at Lime Rock. And then alongside of him is the 60 of Matthew Dallio, who ended up winning last season at Darlington. Next row is going to hold Jake Rogers in a one-off ride. Jake Rogers winning last season in the number 91. This season he's going to drive the 35 for the All-Star race. He won at Texas last year, and alongside of him another one-off driver, Drew Austin, in the unsponsored number 45. Austin winning last season at the restrictor plate track of Talladega. Then it's going to be Blaine Keys, the rookie. He ended up winning this season at Las Vegas. Alongside of him, Sean Galligan, who has won twice this season at Bristol and Daytona, also won last season at Chicagoland. Henry Sanford going to line up in the next row. Sanford winning last season at Thornton and this season at Montreal. And alongside of him, a one-race deal for L.J. Mills in the 59. He won at Rockingham, North Carolina last year. Then it's going to be Jacob Lawler in the 82. Lawler won at Iowa this season, as we're getting the command to fire the engines here. And Austin LaPlante lines up alongside of him. He won at Texas earlier on this season. Then the next row is going to be Daniel Voiles in the number 40 in a one-off ride. Voiles won last season at Thornton. And alongside of him is Jake Baskinger, who won at Talladega Superspeedway just a couple of weeks ago. Then in the next row is going to be John Arndt. Arndt winning as a rookie this season at Rockingham, North Carolina. And then it's the transfer drivers. Bob Jones, who ended up winning the Oreo Open to transfer his way in. And then the guy who finished second, Cole Daly in the 51. And then we had two drivers tie for the fan vote win, Dylan Young and Trent Dunham, both with the same amount of votes, both transferring in to the All-Star race. Will both start at the rear of the field.
Before.
No, I don't think that has ever happened before, but I am going to play a little bit of a spoiler, and I'm going to say that it actually happened in the mobile All-Star race as well.
Huh.
And for some reason, I apparently forgot to turn the engines on for the for this race, so we're going to pause for just one quick sec. Well, yeah, we're just going to quickly pause for one quick second. Hey, what do you know? Engine sounds. Miracles.
Woo!
All right, so we're getting ready.
They're delivering our pizza now.
Oh, I didn't know we ordered a pizza.
Yeah, I did right before the race. I like to surprise the commentators.
Yay!
Oh, damn, it has anchovies.
That's okay, I'll pick them off.
And
anyway.
This girl almost hits the pit wall.
Yep. Here we go, 20 laps. Prudence Littlejohn and PJ Williams get us underway, and I was very intrigued by the combination of Littlejohn and Cittadino on that inside line, wondering if those two were going to work together. Well, Prudence Littlejohn's like, I don't need your help, bye!
Yeah, for now, until that pack eats it back up.
And that definitely happens here at Dragon-nett. The closing distance really is huge here at this particular track when they all get bunched up against a single car, or truck in this case.
Surprised to see him already quickly fan out.
So now here's the big question. How hard do you race early on?
Not that hard. You want to race hard to see what your truck's gonna do, but you don't want to race too hard to use it all up.
Here come a couple former Truck Series champions on the inside line. Dylan Poteet, who won the championship in Season 6. Eric and Rage, who won the championship last season in Season 8, working together here, and James McLeod, Dylan Poteet's teammate, now going to move in Rage out of the way.
By the way, we forgot to do our tradition. Well, not our tradition, but your tradition.
What was my...
To pick winners?
Oh, yeah, well, I kind of don't want to do that, because every time I do, I jinx them.
Well, I have never picked a winner, so who knows, good luck.
Alright, so go ahead, you do that. Who are you looking at?
Let's see, if I had to come through here... You know what? I'm going to put my money on Sean Galligan in that number 2. I think he's right now mid-pack. He's working his way right there on the inside line. I think he might be able to be up at the front by the time this race ends.
And of course, he's got that restrictor plate history. He won the season opener at Daytona. I'm going to go with a guy because probably he won't get too mad at me if he wrecks out. But you know what? He ended up winning the Oreo Open. I think that was a lot of good experience. I'm going to go with Bob Jones. He's had a great season so far. He's just not been able to get to victory lane, and he showed a lot of muscle here in the Oreo Open. I think that he's going to be able to work his way to the front pretty quickly, put himself in the right place at the right time again, and take this thing.
And before they both wreck what we're talking about.
Yeah, they're probably going to.
Oh, Bob Jones in the wall.
Then cue the Dylan Poteet sound clip. Oh, it's not a Christmas miracle anymore. Anyway, at the front, we got some new players. Henry Sanford, drag racing Blaine Keys to the line, and here comes Jacob Lawler up the inside line as well.
You know, surprisingly at this track, I've seen this track host so many close finishes, but it's all been for second by within 1/1000th of a second. So could we see that happen for the win?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. In the Mobile Open and Oreo Open both, the winner actually got away very cleanly out of 4. It was a drag race for the second position, that final transfer spot. So, to your point, yeah, there really has not, at least even this weekend, been a lot of really close battles at the line on the final lap for the win. Will we see that today? That's the big question.
Jacob Lawler goes to the point. These trucks are still racing 3, almost 4 wide.
And just to show you how quickly you can get to the front, Bob Jones, Trent Dunham, Dylan Young on that inside line. They were the transfer drivers.
4 wide.
Oh, boy.
Jacob Lawler's just in the middle saying, okay, someone's got to push me.
You know, 4 wide's not exactly too treacherous at this track. They can hold it, but they're not. Bob Jones!
Bob Jones.
Doggone it!
Boy, you really do have
my streak is going to never die. I'm going to have, like, the Undertaker streak of calling people who wreck.
So instead of saying pick a driver to win, when you start calling it picking people who are going to wreck.
Well, needless to say, the caution's out. And they're going to race back to the line. Dylan Young, Trent Dunham, the two fan vote winners, going to drag race against each other, and Dunham will get it on the outside line. Looked like only a two. Shut up! It looked like just a two-truck incident. I think Blaine Keys was collected in it as well, and indeed he was.
Oh, that damage on the
yeah,
side.
tough break there for the rookie. And hi, Bob. How you doing? Don't kill me.
Oh, I see him waving something at you from the car.
Yeah, I did too, but this is a PG race, so I think our
I think they just told Bob Jones that you picked him to win.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually, when I edit this race back, I'm gonna put a little sensor bar down there on his window.
That's gonna be amazing.
Oh man. Alright, so anyway, Trent Dunham is going to be the leader under this caution. Dylan Young second, then Chris Washer, Jake Baskinger, and John Arndt is the top 5.
And a thought bubble.
And a thought bubble? Oh my goodness. With all those like number sign, pound key, and sign,
yep.
Percentage sign, yeah. Oh boy. Anyway, back to the race. And we're going to jump and take a look at a replay of my failure. Wait, oh no, it's a wreck of Bob Jones and Blaine Keys. But anyway, still my failure. We'll be right back. In the famous words of me, they can hold it 4 wide.
Yeah, this guy says, oh yeah, they can hold it 4 wide except for when. And then as soon as he said except for when, he got turned into the wall.
Yeah, the one time they go 4 wide here, and I'm like, yeah, they can hold it. Nope.
This looks pretty good. I mean, look at that. They're just not that close at all.
No, I mean, I thought they were going to give each other room, but then that happened. You know, the sad part of it is, too, it wasn't even the driver I picked that was an innocent victim. He started and caused the wreck, so it's like, man, I know how to pick him.
Sometimes I think that he might have just turned right.
Yeah. Turn right for Dale.
Yeah, just like, you know what? I don't feel like racing.
Yeah, I won the Oreo Open. All right, forget this.
That's enough for me.
Wow, there was a car way back there.
He might have just lost the pack. Who was that?
I don't know which.
Ooh. Who is it?
I think that might have been L.J. Mills in the 59. Yeah. And I did see Henry Sanford got a tiny piece of that. I don't know how greatly that's going to affect the aerodynamics on his machine. He got a little bit into Bob Jones, but...
And it was roughly around this point where the crew chief for Bob Jones said that Seth Cole picked him to win the race.
Yeah, and that's probably why we had to censor his window and everything when the camera focused on him and everything. Yeah. So anyway... On a serious note, tough break there for Bob Jones, Blaine Keys, but obviously being no points, it's not really going to count against them towards the championship, but both of them for sure would have wanted to be able to try and win this race. So anyway, let's head back now for the restart and see if I can make a second pick to wreck.
Ben, pass the pizza.
Okay, take the pizza. I don't deserve
Thank
any.
you.
I don't deserve any pizza now because guess what, guys? First driver to retire, only driver out of the race is the one I picked. Bob Jones is the only driver out of the race right now.
You know, just for that, I'm hitting you with this piece of pizza.
That actually felt good.
What?
That felt good.
How?
Because it feels better than a baseball bat. Anyway, back to racing. Trent Dunham is going to lead us back to the green. The fan vote winners out in front with Dylan Young behind him in second. Chris Washer's third, fourth Jake Baskinger, fifth John Arndt. Rest of the top 10 are going to be Jacob Lawler. Michael's pick Sean Galligan is running in seventh right now. Then it's Prudence Littlejohn, the pole sitter, Cole Daly, and Kyle Matthews. That's the top 10. And we're back green flag racing here at Dragon-nett, just at the halfway point, too.
Yep.
Well, it didn't take long for trouble to break out. They ended up wrecking, I think it was on lap 5. So now with a single file restart, maybe it'll take them a little less time, or a little more time rather, to get into any formation that could cause a wreck. But we do have a battle for the lead. Chris Washer makes a charge to the inside.
We got less than 11 laps to go now, about 10.5 laps, and these guys are going back 3 wide.
And we saw how quickly in the first green flag run, drivers who had started at the back worked their way to the front. So I have a feeling we're going to see the same thing happen here as they're kind of spread out there back from Henry Sanford. I don't understand this, but there's Sanford all by his lonesome, and then there's some stragglers back here. They're like in a second pack of their own.
Yeah, they're probably just biding their time. They still got 10 laps to go.
Yeah, that could be strategy. I mean, look at the way they're racing up here. They're 4 wide again, almost into this corner. As a matter of fact, they are going to go 4 wide. And look who's in the middle of this one, Sean Galligan.
Yep, right in the middle of that one, Sean Galligan, hoping that they don't go 4 wide like they are behind him.
That's Eric and Rage back there with Dylan Young in that 4 wide formation. Prudence Littlejohn there as well.
Oh, that's pretty disastrous.
As long as they don't lean on each other. I mean, see how Dylan Young kind of moved up the racetrack in that entrance of the corner. That's what they got to do in order to not wreck here in the corners. They can. They honestly can fit it 4 wide. We've seen it in the Mobile Open. We've seen it in the Oreo Open.
Last time you said that.
I can't believe this.
Yep, see?
Whoa, he saved it! He saved it!
But the caution is still
out. The caution is out.
nonetheless.
Yep, caution is out, but Kyle Matthews was able to hang on to that thing.
See, you need to stop saying that. Stop saying they can hold it 4 wide.
I'm sorry. Battle for the lead. Austin LaPlante going to try and get to the inside of Matthew Dallio, and oh wow, that was close.
Yeah, that was, but I think they gave it to Dallio.
Yep, Dallio by a splitter did get it. Wow. And I think the only one that really got involved in that was Kyle Matthews. I know James McLeod got a slight piece of it, and I think Jacob Lawler maybe as well.
He might have been. He might have just still been back there.
All these guys.
No, you're right. Because I think he did. Because he was lead district. So yeah, he might have been involved.
Yeah, I think it was McLeod, Lawler, and Matthews that got together there, coming out of 2. So the second caution of the day, more than likely, may end up leaving us with maybe a 4-lap shootout, maybe a 3-lap shootout when they finish their pace laps. So this one's going to get really good here at the end, but we'll take a look quickly and see a replay of what put us under the caution here for the second time today at Dragon-nett. So here's a look at what happened, and watch the 30 of James McLeod. He's just going to come washing up the racetrack into Kyle Matthews. There's Lawler, and Chris Washer also involved as he got up into the wall.
Yeah.
And watch Kyle Matthews able to keep the car straight. And that's a miracle that he was able to do that, because that second pack back there that was hanging back, biding their time, if they come up on him when he was sideways or something, that could have been a huge pileup.
Yeah. But he saved it. That was one hell of a save.
That was. And I'm not rightly sure how hard he hit the wall. I think most of the brunt of that impact went to the Jacob Lawler machine. So that 92 could still possibly be up to speed. But depending on how many laps we got left to run, it could come down to too little too late for him. But then again, you never know. Kyle Matthews could be able to pull off something here, depending on how many laps we got left and just how much damage he may have sustained on that. You can see there is some damage there on the right side, but he still might be able to continue. We'll see.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go back green flag racing for a 4-lap shootout. Lap 17 of 20 is when the green flag will come back out. If the race has any other yellow flags, I'm pretty certain that this race will then end under the caution. So hopefully these guys have gotten all the jitters out, all the hard racing. Now they're going to do hard but smart racing, I hope, for the finish of this race so we can end under green flag results.
Yes, I agree with that. My pick is up in 10th place. I think he's going to get it done.
Yeah, it's not a bad spot to be starting off here. We've seen just how quickly people can move up from the back of the pack to the front, and I would say 4 laps is enough time to get it done.
Yeah, I agree.
If we had like green white checkered, maybe not. But 4 laps, if you can keep your car or truck on the inside line, I think you can definitely make it to the front in that amount of time.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So it's going to be hard to see. Not hard to see, but it's going to be an amazing sight to see if how quickly these guys will be able to come up through the pack.
So as you take a look on your grid there on the top left, Matthew Dallio will be the leader on this, what is more than likely going to be our final restart of the day. Austin LaPlante in second, Cole Daly third, Jake Baskinger, Henry Sanford the top 5. Then it's John Arndt, Dylan Poteet, Eric and Rage, Dylan Young, and Sean Galligan the top 10. Here we
4
go.
laps to go.
Here we go. Austin the Plant already taking a look to the inside. Nobody's going with him, though.
Oh, there they go. Now they're all at once going to come down the inside. They're going to leave Matthew Daly out to dry.
Wow, did you see the run Cole Daly got onto the back of the 33 there? He almost thought about going up the middle.
Oh, there he goes. He goes down to the inside.
Yeah, he had a huge run with help from Baskinger, and now he's going to utilize that. And Cole Daly is another driver like Bob Jones, who had to transfer his way into this race, has experience over the rest of these guys as far as racing in a pack and running up at the front. He finished second in the Oreo Open, so, you know, a little bit of experience there. And, oh, man, look at him back there with Eric and Rage, Trent Dunham, and Dylan Young.
Pushing right there. Big time pushing.
They were almost leaning on each other were the 42 and the 3, but they keep it together at least for now. 3 to go. Jake Baskinger going to look to the inside line. Baskinger won earlier on this season at Talladega. This track's so similar to Talladega Superspeedway, so could that come into play? And here comes the defending champ, Eric and Rage. Oh, man, Trent Dunham, Dylan Young were banging doors out of that corner.
Yeah, they were really, really close right there, but they're still coming to the battle for the lead. Like I said, here comes Eric and Rage on the inside, and here comes our pole sitter.
Oh, my
right
goodness.
Behind him.
Yeah, Prudence Littlejohn making her way back to the front. And here comes your pick, Sean Galligan. He's found the inside line as well.
Boy, I have a feeling this is going to be a race back. 2 to go, and they're still 4 deep behind them.
Look at Dylan Young, Trent Dunham. They have been leaning on each other in the last few corners, but they are seasoned veterans. They know exactly what they're doing. They've been able to keep it green, at least for now.
With Galligan right behind him, too.
And look at this, James McLeod, who got involved in that incident earlier on. He's now back on the inside line, pushing Sean Galligan to the front.
Yep, just like you said. It's hard to go somewhere on the inside line, though. Here comes Galligan battling for second with Enrage in the lead.
It's Prince Littlejohn right there trying to find someone to help push in the outside line, but the inside line, I think, has a little bit more help. It's now the defending champion, Eric and Rage, versus the veteran of Sean Galligan, 2-time winner, white flag in the air. If Galligan's going to make a move, he's got to have someone that's going to be willing to go with him. And now Trent Dunham, look at this, Trent Dunham in the middle line's been able to clear in third. Could he be a factor?
It might be.
Oh, trouble! Wreck on the final lap. It doesn't matter. We're racing back to the line.
Dunham looking to the inside.
Here comes Trent Dunham.
Turn number 3.
Side by side, Trent Dunham, Sean Galligan. Who's going to get the advantage coming out of 4?
It's going to be Dunham.
It's Dunham, but look at McLeod with help from Matthew Dalio. Will he make a move out of the corner? Here comes James McLeod.
But it's going to be
Trent Dunham. Wow.
Trent Dunham on the outside line wins the All-Star race. Oh my God, what a finish.
And what do we say about these kinds of tracks? It doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish. Trent Dunham started dead last in this field.
I cannot believe that.
Oh my word. He Casey Caned it. The fan vote winner, one of the fan vote winners, wins this thing.
Wow.
My goodness.
I spit out my pizza all over the freaking TV.
And the thing of it is, too, when you think about where Trent Dunham was back with like 3 to go, 2 to go, he was in that 4-wide situation for about 2 laps with Dylan Young in the middle line. Somehow, enough momentum was in that middle line for him to be able to get through, clear move to third, and then be able to make the move on Galligan.
Galligan did not get help, so Dylan Young went lower and made it 3 wide, and that's what cost Galligan pretty much the race there, because Dylan Young did not help him. But man, that was one hell of a finish.
That was insane. I think Henry Sanford, Jake Baskinger were at least 2 drivers that were caught up in that last lap incident, but oh my goodness.
And look, who's the only car to retire?
Yeah, Bob Jones. Oh boy. Yeah, it looks like also Prudence Littlejohn, the pole sitter, as well as Dylan Poteet. They were caught up in that last lap incident, but it didn't play any factor really into who won this race. But Trent Dunham wins the thing. James McLeod going to finish in second. Let's show you your official full results from this race. As always, I fail.
If we have the time, we should take a look at that wreck.
All right, we'll take a look at the wreck here, yeah. We'll do it.
McLeod, look at that. 25,000th of a second.
I
So
honestly
close.
thought that McLeod was going to be able to pull it off because it looked like Matthew Dallio was pretty committed to pushing that 30, and what he needed was a drafting partner, and he had it there out of 4. He also had a lot of momentum coming out of turn number 3 and into turn number 4, so I thought McLeod was really going to be a big factor into maybe being part of a photo finish for that win.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
All right,
It's
let's
just,
take a
and
look
they
here.
weren't even 4 wide. They were 3 wide when this happened.
Well, they were 3 wide at this point, but they may end up stretching it to 4 wide at some point here, because watch on that inside line. That's Matthew Dallio moving Henry Sanford up the racetrack, and I'll bet Sanford, his spotter probably told him, hey, that 60's to your inside, and he tried to move up to give room, and I'll bet he didn't realize Poteet was right beside him. Yep, there you go.
4 truck incident right here.
Prince Littlejohn just gets clipped in the right rear, or left rear rather. Nothing she could do about it. And Baskinger was on the high side. Absolutely nowhere for him to go either.
All 4 trucks pointed in the wrong direction.
And you know, it's kind of ironic too. I'm noticing again, you'll see them coming into view, a second pack of trucks. We saw it before. That was those one-off drivers. Most of them right there. And a couple of damaged machines. I'm wondering if they basically were back here, you know, wanting to not really get up there and wreck any of these drivers that were
Wow,
running
that was close.
this season. But I don't know. Yeah, that was close right there. I'm not certain which one of those drivers that was. I think that might have been P.J. Williams. Just barely avoided the nose of Henry Sanford.
Yeah, I'm not sure why those drivers hung back as
Yeah,
far as they did.
I'm not either. Or I'm wondering too if maybe there was like a damaged truck that started ahead of them and held them up. I don't know.
Might have been.
I mean,
At least we know it wasn't Bob Jones.
You see the 7 of John Arndt finished this race 1 full second back. And that's quite a gap between him and Chris Washer. I wonder if maybe he was a little bit slower, held those guys up on the start or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Well, whatever the case, though, it's not going to end. It's not going to change the end result here. Trent Dunham.
At least it wasn't Bob Jones.
Yeah, right. Thanks. And as you look here, this is the replay of the finish, and see right here, McLeod has Matthew Dallio and Austin LaPlante right behind him, and that gap between himself and Dunham, he was able to close it up so quickly coming out of 4. I thought that he was going to, with the drafting help of the 60, he was going to take this thing, but Trent Dunham able to hang on.
I think if it wasn't for the 3 trying to make it 3 wide right there, McLeod may have gotten it.
Well,
Because when
McLeod,
you go 3 wide, it slows you down a lot more.
it does. You're right. It does slow you down, but boy, Trent Dunham, what an unbelievable job. 25th to 1st in the All-Star race, and boy, this also kind of, it opens up the big question of now what's going to happen in Mobile and Snickers All-Star races. Can the drivers that start at the back there, are they going to be able to work their way to the front?
Yeah, I don't know. It might. You never know.
Well, unbelievable racing here. Congratulations to Trent Dunham. Fan vote winner, started dead last in this field, but at the end of the day, he's the one that's going to be going to victory lane, and he'll be the one that's going to pick up the check. And also, this could be huge for Trent Dunham. You think about even all the way back to last season, he's a former champion in the Truck Series, and Trent Dunham, I mean, it's been such a struggling few seasons for him. Last season, no victories whatsoever. This season, he still has yet to find victory lane. This could be the turnaround race for the 18.
Yeah, I agree. You never know. That's what happened. I think that's what happened with me in season 5. Remember, I may not have gotten a points win that season, but I sure as heck won the All-Star race.
Yep, I do remember that. So, once again, congratulations to Trent Dunham. Michael, I want to thank you for joining me here for the All-Star race in the Oreo Truck Series.
No problem. This is fun. I would love doing it, being Anthony McCurry's official co-commentator of the Oreo Truck Series. And, rumors saying that next season is your last season. And that if you're looking for somebody to help you run a series, who has NR back. So, you never know.
That's true. Alright, so if you guys want to subscribe to Michael Norman's channel, link to his channel is in the description. As he said, he's got NR back. He's running a series. He's brought back the NCRA Budweiser All Pro Series, and that's currently undergoing. So check that out and check out those races and everything. And also be able to check out NNSCRA on social media. Facebook and Twitter links will also be in the description as well. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you guys next time as you've been watching production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.
Stop hugging the pizza!
It's my pizza! By the way, I'm sorry, Bob!